Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into the life and legacy of a historical giant who literally transformed modern mathematics. We are talking about the one and only Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Do you know the real meaning of the word algorithm? We hear it every single day, right? Social media algorithms, search algorithms, AI algorithms. But did you know that this word, along with the word algebra, was actually given to us by a 9th century Muslim scholar?
Here's our roadmap for today. We're going to cover the birth of modern words, the House of Wisdom, his title as the father of algebra, algorithms and Indian numerals, his work in astronomy and geography, and finally, his immortal legacy.
Section 1. The birth of modern words. And this brilliantly illustrates the point. Notice the direct etymological link here. We've got the Arabic term, al-jabr, which evolved directly into the modern math subject we all know and, well, probably struggled with a bit in high school, algebra. They're fundamentally the exact same word, just echoing across the centuries.
Section 2. The House of Wisdom.
But first, let's introduce the man himself. Born around 780 CE, his full name was Abu Ja'far Muhammad ibn Musa al-Khwarizmi. That name, Al-Khwarizmi, it actually points directly to his family's roots in the Khwarizm region of Central Asia, which is near modern-day Khiva in Uzbekistan. He grew up right in the middle of the Islamic Golden Age, which was a time of just immense, unbridled scientific curiosity.
His journey really escalated when he got to Baghdad. At the time, the Abbasid Caliph Al-Mamun was in power. The Caliph was a massive patron of science, and he established Beit al-Hikmah, or the House of Wisdom. And this is the exact place where Al-Khwarizmi's work would completely flourish.
You have to understand, the House of Wisdom wasn't just some quiet library. It was a vibrant, global hub for scholars. They were meticulously translating Greek, Indian, Persian, and Syriac texts into Arabic. It was exactly this kind of collaborative, multicultural melting pot that allowed Al-Khwarizmi to really hone his intellectual superpowers. He eventually became one of the leading scholars at this legendary institution.
Section 3. The Father of Algebra. So, Al-Khwarizmi wrote this groundbreaking, incredibly influential book titled Al-Kitab al-Mukhtasar fi Hisab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala, which roughly translates to the compendious book on calculation by completion and balancing. This text was an absolute game changer. Why? Because it was the very first to systematically solve linear and quadratic equations.
So the crucial point is hidden right in these two terms. Al-Jabr means mathematical restoration or completion. Think of it like moving a negative term over to the other side to make it positive. And al-Muqabala literally means balancing the equation. He clearly defined these fundamental operations, and these exact concepts form the absolute bedrock of modern algebra.
Because of this revolutionary and super systematic approach to solving equations, the global mathematical community rightfully recognizes him as the father of algebra. He basically pulled math out of the realm of abstract geometry and gave it a rigorous, highly structured algebraic framework.
Section 4. Algorithm and Indian numerals.
Now, what's really interesting about this is one single, simple number, 0. Al-Khwarizmi totally revolutionized mathematics by popularizing the Hindu-Arabic numeral system, the numbers 0 through 9, and the decimal system, spreading it across the vast Islamic world. Before this, doing complex calculations with older systems like Roman numerals was just incredibly tedious.
And here is the real aha moment. When his book on these Indian numerals was finally translated into Latin, they titled it Algorithmi de Numero Indorum. Algorithmi was simply the Latinized version of his name. Over time, that name evolved into a much broader mathematical concept. That is the exact moment the modern English word algorithm was born.
Seriously, think about the sheer scale of that impact. Artificial intelligence, modern software development, Google searches, the very mobile apps you are probably using right now. All of these are driven by algorithms. That 9th century mathematical foundation laid by Al-Khwarizmi is literally the engine running the digital technology we rely on today.
Section 5. Astronomy and Geography.
But he wasn't just a math genius. In astronomy, he created the Zaj el-Sindhind, which were astronomical tables based heavily on Indian and Greek knowledge. He took all this global data and synthesized it so people could reliably track eclipses, accurately tell time, and plot super complex planetary positions in the sky.
And then just look at the sheer volume of his work in geography with his book Kitab Surat al-Ard.
He took Ptolemy's earlier geographical work and significantly improved it. The scale is staggering. He mapped approximately 2,400 global locations, providing highly accurate latitudes and longitudes. It is widely considered to be the most accurate world map of his entire era.
Section 6. An Immortal Legacy.
Let's move to how this builds over time. Al-Khwarizmi passed away in Baghdad around 850 CE. But look at this timeline. In the 12th century, his foundational books were translated into Latin. By the 13th century and beyond, they had heavily influenced major European scholars like Fibonacci and Roger Bacon. It literally sparked a mathematical awakening in Europe. And today, his work is still powering modern computer science and AI.
Al-Khwarizmi wasn't just a scientist, he was a brilliant symbol of the Islamic Golden Age. He represents a time and a place where the pursuit of knowledge knew absolutely no boundaries, where different cultures seamlessly collaborated to advance human understanding.
So, as we wrap up this incredible origin story, I've got a provocative question for you to chew on. Which Muslim scientists do you want to see next? There are just so many more incredible figures from history whose scientific contributions quietly shaped our modern world. Drop your thoughts below, and hey, don't forget to subscribe so we can keep exploring the fascinating history of science together.